There, I made it smaller, and I'll make sure I look at the green dot. We should be good. All right, greetings. We'll try this one more time. I actually think it was some kind of divine intervention. I was rambling on way too long on the previous my first take on this, going over the syllabus and welcoming you to the course of physics of sports. I'm Professor Riggs. I will be the one handling the course and teaching the course from here. My colleague, Dr. Michael Kruger, he went on to greener pastures at the University of South Dakota. He's the dean of the College of Arts and Sciences now at the University of South Dakota. But he really was instrumental in starting this course and was instrumental in helping me write that ebook you just purchased. And I hope you enjoy it. But anyway, quick, this is my 14th year here at UMKC. I am not a physicist by trade. My PhD was in essentially math and physics education. And that's why I was brought on to help with these types of courses for the non-science major to enjoy physics or to enjoy science and to see that, oh, it's not as scary or as hard as I thought it was, and understand how nature works a little bit. And that's the whole point of having that requirement. And if you need that lab requirement, you're always welcome to take our backyard physics class, which is Physics 131L. However, it is not automated like this course is, and so therefore we have to cap it at about 60 to 65 students per 1 hour credit, which we would love to just have it open to the entire campus, but there's no way that one GTA can grade 400 labs every 2 weeks. that would be kind of hard. So we have to cap it. Anyway, welcome to Physics of Sport. And quick background on me: I graduated from Mizzou in 1983. Went off into the Marine Corps and was commissioned that day that I graduated because I was an ROTC student. And as a second lieutenant in the Marine Corps, and took off to the basic schools, they call it, in Quantico, Virginia for 6 months. Then went to the logistics officer training in Little Creek, Virginia, and then off to Okinawa for 3.5 years. My family joined me over there, and then came back and deployed immediately went from the Far East to the Mid East in the late 80s, and toured around the Mediterranean and all that in wonderful countries of Spain and France and Morocco and Israel and Egypt, and it was just, I mean, it was a good time to be floating around, because it wasn't all the tensions that we have now between 88 and about 94. And I got out in 95, and then of course stayed in the reserves and retired in 2007 from the reserves and served in I was in Desert Storm way back in the 90s. Most of you weren't even born then, and was also in Enduring Freedom, or as in Kuwait and Iraq, for about 5 months is all. And I don't want to glorify my service, because I know I've got a lot of veterans out there. I was, one of those PowerPoint Ranger majors, that briefs the general, because I could write and I could make great slides, and I could distill information quickly with my math and physics background. So anyway, that's my story. That's who I am. And Dr. Kruger, Dr. Kruger, who you will not meet in this, is the real brains behind this endeavor. He invented this course, and I just took the ball and ran with it because I love sports, and I enjoy, at least I used to. Anymore, I don't know if I do or not, because of the injuries and because of the I don't know. There's just a lot of social issues there with sports. Okay, I think sports is great here at UMKC. We have true student athletes. I have a lot of them in classes, this class, and in my upper level classes too, and they excel and they do well. We have real student athletes here. And so I enjoy going to their games when I get a chance. Anyway, so let's go over the syllabus. So that's the intro part. And so now let's go over the syllabus real quickly, okay? I don't know how long we've been running, probably about 3 minutes. I don't like to have these be very long. So I'm going to turn me off. So you don't have to look at me the whole time. Okay. If you hadn't had a chance to read the syllabus, here it is. And I really do like people calling me, except I was in the middle of recording my last one, and of course the phone rang. I thought, oh man, of course I say on my syllabus, call me. But it's somebody with the wrong number. She had a problem with her Commerce bank account. I'm like, you got the physics department here. All right, so we got the physics of sport. We've got the textbook that you should have off Top Hat, and I won't read the entire prospectus to you. This is supposed to be the paragraph out of the catalog, out of the UMKC catalog, but that's boring. I tend to spice things up because we are going to be looking at these types of things. Now, we've developed a lot of this material like 10, 12 years ago, so a lot of the athletes that we will be using were at their peak 10 to 12 years ago, and that's one of the problems with a sports class or with a current events class is you got to keep adding stuff to it or making it like we Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal new type of quarterback and athlete that he's just amazing. He's just amazing. And so we might have to add some more things like that. But anyway, and this, more importantly, this class is it's set up so that you can get your physical science requirement in the comfort of your own home. I call it, taking your course in jammies, just having as the blue bunny says, I thought you wanted a no pants day. This is a no pants class. You can stay at home. All right. So how this course works. Here's all the computer requirements for this course. And then here's the online class using Top Hat. You've been invited. Hopefully most of you have already joined. And we're good to go on that. There's the Top Hat pricing. If one of you wants to send me an email with how much it actually costs, I have a hard time getting a straight answer out of those guys at times. So, because I'd kind of like to know. And all assignments are due on 5 December at 7 a.m. All right, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I used to spend hours out of my week because my heart bleeds every time a student has an excuse for why homework is late. Now, Dr. Kruger says the opposite. He doesn't care. He was always, if you took one of his classes and you came late and the homework was due on the podium at the start of class and you came in 10 minutes late, he wouldn't accept your homework. You'd learned your lesson. I can't do that. I'm not that way. I can't be that way. I don't know why. It really makes your life easier. But anyway, I was spending hours extending people's homework and then having to extend it again because most of you all out there are going to school. You got a job. Many of you have families. Many of you have kids, and life gets in the way. And you're trying to do the college thing too, and we're trying to make that college thing fit for you. So we have to be a little more generous with how, this isn't 1956 where we got a bunch of white males in a science class that just all got out of the army and they're on the GI Bill that actually is paying for their rent and all that kind of stuff. Those days are gone. That was 50 years ago, and we're still kind of sometimes have the attitude that that's the way homework should be. So it's all done. You have to have it all done by December 5th at 7 a.m. Okay? Now, it is illegal. It is illegal for UMKC, is against our charter, to have what they call a self-paced course. So how do I keep it from being self-paced? Simple. I assign you homework every 2 weeks. but the due date will always be December 5th. So what does that mean? Come around Thanksgiving, you'll be getting your last assignment. So if you postponed everything, you're going to have a ton of assignments to try and get done. If you've had me for Physics 210 and 220, which some of you have, and are taking this to kind of round out your physical science or beef up your science GPA for medical, dental, and pharmacy school applications, which is great, which is nothing wrong with that. You could probably finish this course in a week, more or less. If you are brand new to this stuff, I want you to take your time and I want you to enjoy it, because a lot of my former students could probably just click straight to the problems, not even have to read anything, and do most of it. All right. So you get three attempts, and I'm going to have to look at some of those assignments because there's a lot of multiple guess questions. But if you only have 3 options and you get 3 attempts, that pretty much makes that a pretty easy question to answer, right? So I got to look at those. Here's how the grading. You're going to have chapter exercises, and I'll show you that here in a minute. We'll go through that on starting the course and how it works. And here's my grading scale. I've toned it down a little bit from the normal 94 to 100, 90 to 94 is an A, because for a lot of you, this is hard. This is the first time you've seen this kind of stuff. And we like to keep it all in the A, B minus to A range. And so when you get below 70, then you get a C. And if you get below 65, you get a D. And if below 60, you get an F. So it's kind of, yeah, it might be easy to get an A through B+, but it's also easy to fail if you don't keep up. All right. So there you go. Now the rest of this stuff is just all the crap that we have that we have to provide so that we can pass our INCADE or whoever is inspecting the university. All right. So there's the syllabus. Now the next video I'm going to make, which I will post, is actually an introduction on how to do the course. Did I? Oh, yeah. All right. Here we go.